Hey guys, ViewMasters reactions, and we're back with the finale of season 1 of Deadwood. I'm doing them back to back. I took like 2 months off of this so that I could finish The Wire. Now I'm starting back up with everything else again. Barry, a couple other shows, couple new shows, couple old shows. This is episode 12, season 1. Last we saw, Al is not too happy with Saul. Saul is hooking up with Trixie. Even though Trixie said it was free, Al is like, no, that doesn't fly. Saul could have made a big shit about it, but then there'd be like a war over nothing. So Saul's being the bigger person in that case. But that was dumb of Trixie. That was dumb of Bullock to even mention it, and he realizes it. He didn't do it maliciously. For 1 second, I was like, did he do it maliciously? But I was like, why would he do that? It's his best friend. Unless, like, he got jealous or something. But we see that he is sincere with his apology. But now Al does not like him at all. Al is slick. I'm a businessman, so I was thinking, is this going to come back in the future? In the contract Bullock signed with Al, it said you cannot perform prostitution on the premises. Now, I guess because he paid Al, it technically isn't prostitution. They're not performing the prostitution. It's Al's prostitute. But technically, Saul now paid for an act of sex on their premises. Even though the money went to Al, it's still a form of prostitution. Even though Al was insanely drunk, is he thinking that far ahead and going to be like, you guys have to give me all this property back because you broke the rule. The rule was no prostitution on the land, and your friend paid me for the prostitution that occurred on the land. Therefore, he admitted his guilt. I don't know if they're going to go that far, but technically, I think he could. And Al is smart enough and a scumbag enough to do so. I don't know if that's ever going to come back, but I just figured I'd say that in case it did. That's what I was thinking the whole time, because I run businesses and I'm always thinking about like the business end of things. And people do scumbag shit like that all the time, where it's like, hey, I caught you on a technicality and the letter of the law says so, then you got to prove otherwise. Mrs. Garrett's father shows up. I already said he's a creeper to the extreme. He said some weird shit to Bullock about, you can marry my daughter. I don't care that you have a wife and a kid. That's creepy shit for a father to say. The obvious theory is her father is there to take over the gold mine that they have now realized they're going to be rich over. I'm under the impression they're already rich, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's one of those things like we were rich, but we are like running out of funds and we are faking it on the surface, but now we need this gold mine to like sustain the family name or something like that. The biggest thing I'm curious to see is who is Bullock's wife and kid. That would be crazy if they didn't show up in the finale. So I'm just going to jump in, guys. This is season 1, episode 12, the finale of Deadwood. Finale.
I have $68.
He's dying this episode.
Our belly cleaveth to the earth.
I hope he dies early because they're just dragging this out now and it's sad. It's just sad to watch and it's taking up time now. I just need that guy to die so we could get done with it. Or maybe he just did die. Is this the magistrate and all their people or something? Oh yeah, it is.
Is that magistrate? Some with soldier saddles?
Al knew they was coming.
Yeah.
They knew something was coming.
Interesting.
The day the general spoke of fast approaches. Even now he's called to Camp Robinson to impress upon he and his men would require some resupply and respite.
Short of the men becoming dissolute or drawn to desertion.
Unsaddled, allowed to gamble, roll in the dust, huh?
But not so they balk at reharness.
I'll make your feelings known. Mr. Burns here will steer you.
The camp will want a parade.
A parade is all right.
So did young Adams deliver my message?
I haven't seen young Adams.
No? Well, as to bribing you further for help with that warrant against me, beyond the 5,000 you've already pocketed, the gist was, fuck yourself.
Do you now reconsider?
No, Magistrate, I do not.
A failure to properly value your freedom in the promising days ahead.
Maybe you don't value keeping your fucking guts inside your belly enough.
Those are the days behind us.
No. Those are the days to my fucking left.
Yeah.
You can't murder an order for or the telegraph that transmitted it, or those that are content to put food on the table simply by being its instruments.
Get the fuck out of my joint.
Although this may appear to be a purely fortuitous accident, you're not in this.
Look at Merrick.
I would be less than honest if I did not.
Merrick's always taking pictures.
Your most victorious smile. All right. Stern and resolute.
I might like to learn the cavalry's in camp, other than by coming upon them posing for photographs in the goddamn thoroughfare.
Cavalry's in camp, EB.
At whose behest?
The people, as always. A parade's in the offing. They've had a victory over the dirt worshippers. Will you lead the Hosanna?
Well, I suppose that's part of my mandate.
Fuck the cavalry and the committee that receives them.
Hi, Doc.
Fucking magistrate, don't go back to Yankton alive.
What you get in your toe sack?
Lettuce.
Lettuce. We got us some metal lettuce.
Set your broom to one side and sit down.
That's my fucking boot?
You lose a leg. Your other conditions will prevent you from moving around at all. And I will not have you lose the mobility that you do have.
I'll report stiffness or numbness.
And pain or discomfort. Don't you be the doctor. You report the symptoms. I will determine their significance. I want to make sure you goddamn understand me.
I do. I understand.
Oh. They do a very good job with her.
Here's your goddamn food.
Help me put it on.
I'm here about the minister. He's over at my place. Past my art if I had any. He's damn near blind, mostly paralyzed. Past controlling his functions.
Well, you're preaching to fucking converted.
A man being cared for and made comfortable till he expires. Deduct your time from my pay.
I get the bag of shit.
You get to care for a human being in his last extremity.
A human being in his last extremity is a bag of shit.
Oh, fuck you, Al!
Oh.
I'll send someone over to pick him up.
I feel like he respects the doctor because the doctor doesn't get bullied.
I made Jewel a brace and a boot.
Does it allay the fucking noise she makes when she drags her leg about?
The noise bothers you so much, put cotton in your ears.
Get the fuck out of here, Doc. I'm working on my deployments and flanking maneuvers.
Trixie's fine.
Huh?
Collect the fucking minister and install him in the whore's quarters. Tell that other one to make up the fucking room.
Trixie?
Everyone.
These rags were fine broadcloth shirts before I brung them to launder.
Uh-oh.
Huh? 60 bits, No, no. You. Oh, me.
Leon's starting shit.
Deteriorating situation, Sheriff.
New sheriff.
That cocksucker's look ain't as arrogant close up as it appears from this distance.
Like shit. Because they're trying to wash our shirts in goddamn feces.
You've determined to stay. I could see after your requirements in New York. Secure your holdings credit as its Eastern representative.
The prospect frightens me.
Fund my debts. Of course.
You said they'd been entirely satisfied.
They had. Entirely. No, these are debts I incurred subsequently.
I knew it.
I call them the children of the debts that I admitted to.
Generating from the interest on the previous debts.
After you got me out of debt, I got myself back in.
Having volunteered a promise you wouldn't. Wept and volunteered.
Conceive my own...
So he's a degenerate piece of shit. He's using her because he's needing money.
47,000 button.
What a piece of shit. I could tell right away.
Doesn't it?
Who would give you that much credit?
My daughter becoming a Garrett raised me in the lender's estimations.
So he used his daughter's name.
Borrow that much against the claim?
In an instant, and considerably more.
But in consideration, you will remove yourself from further connection to the venture. I'll have that in writing before I help you.
No, darling. You'll help me, and you'll have no such thing.
Get away from her.
I would say get the fuck out. You get no money,
thank you, sir.
you sack of shit. Is she running over to Bullock?
Whatever impression my father has made on me, please believe me, Mr. Bullock, who has known him longer, that he is here in his own interests and against mine and this child's.
I do.
I'm asking for your help.
You have it.
Is he gonna go kick her father's ass? I hope so. Please, Lord.
What is it? Get away. Should I stay with her at the store? Please.
Get away from me, but please, yes. Yes, kick his ass, please.
It must cost you sleep. The guests you drive off, the chances of thieving and bilking you lose, needing to rub against your betters.
God, he's such a devious-looking shithead.
You and I are gonna talk.
You don't account for my preferences, Mr. Bullock?
I will beat you here in the street.
Yes.
First-rate thinking. How better to condemn Alma to deepen suspicion as to her role in her husband's violent death.
What kind of
And widen
father?
suspicion to include yourself. Shoot craps, Mr. Bullock.
I hope something happens. I know he's trying to play it cool, because the guy's right.
It's in the teal.
Were you bullied, Mr. Bullock, when young and incapable?
Something crazy. Come on.
10 they do.
New shooter coming out.
The bully who oppressed your youth isn't at the table with us. Perhaps he's long dead. Alma is hurt only in your particular view of things. 10 again they do. And while I'll sign no guarantee not to return, or against any future claim on her compassion, having heard all that, and knowing, as you must, the injudiciousness of making an enemy of a man who could testify truthfully that 5 minutes before her marriage, he heard his daughter wish her prospective husband dead, I suppose you'd best take your swing.
Yes. Yes. Beat the crap out of him. Yes. I hope this isn't a dream. Yes. Beat him to death.
Leave this camp and draw a map for anyone who wants to believe your fucking lies. Anyone wants to put your daughter or her holdings in jeopardy. You show them how to get
Oh
here.
my God.
And you tell them, I'll be waiting.
Hey guys, you just watched Deadwood. If you click up here, you'll go to the next part of the next episode or the next episode. Click down here, you'll see something else I do, like a trailer reaction, maybe another show I do, something like that. And click over here if you want to subscribe to my channel. Comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.